It was late Friday evening when my wife, Sarah, came back to our ranch after a long week away. She'd been visiting family, and all she wanted was a quiet weekend at home. But apparently, her arrival was enough to set off HOA Karen. The moment Sarah pulled her Jeep through our front gate, Karen stormed across the road, clipboard in hand, two other HOA board members trailing behind her like lapdogs. She didn't even wait for Sarah to step out of the car before yelling, "You can't be here. This property is under HOA jurisdiction, and we've voted to evict you." Sarah blinked in disbelief. "Evict me? From my own land?" Karen sneered. "That's right. You've refused to follow HOA rules, refused to pay dues, and continued to build structures without approval. That makes you a squatter. We're filing papers to have you removed." I heard the commotion from inside and came out onto the porch. "Karen, you've got 5 seconds to back off before I call the sheriff." She puffed up like a peacock. "Oh, go ahead. The sheriff can't protect you from this. We've already voted. You're done here." Sarah crossed her arms. Calm, cool, and unbothered. "Karen, let me make this very clear. This land was purchased outright, free and clear. Predates your HOA. You have no authority here." Karen wagged her finger. "We have every authority, and if you resist, we'll escalate. We'll call in every agency we can. You'll regret ever crossing me." I couldn't help but laugh. "Karen, the only one about to regret anything is you." Because what she didn't know, what almost no one knew, was that Sarah wasn't just my wife. She was also an officer in the U.S. Air Force with a position so high it was classified. And she wasn't just in charge of a desk. She was directly connected to U.S. Strategic Command. In plain terms, the woman Karen was trying to evict had the authority to oversee the country's nuclear arsenal. But Sarah didn't brag. She didn't shout. She just pulled out her badge and a single laminated card from her purse. "Karen, let me spell this out. I have more clearance than the governor of this state. I sit in on calls with the Pentagon. And right now, you're trespassing on federal property." Karen froze. Federal property? This is private land." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "It is. Private land that belongs to me, which makes it protected under federal law when threatened by harassment or fraudulent claims. Do you really want to keep pushing this?" The board members behind Karen went pale. One of them whispered, "Karen, maybe we should—" "Quiet!" she snapped. Then, trying to recover her smugness, she laughed nervously. "Badges can be faked. I'm not scared of your little card. You can't just throw your weight around." That's when Sarah pulled out her phone, pressed a single number, and handed it to Karen. "Go ahead. Ask the Pentagon if my credentials are fake." Karen's face turned the color of spoiled milk. "Teach the Pentagon?" On the other end of the line, a crisp military voice said, "Colonel Sarah Reynolds. Authentication confirmed. How may we assist, ma'am?" Sarah took the phone back and said, "Just verifying credentials for a local dispute. Thank you." Then she hung up. The silence was deafening. Karen stammered, "Why you can't really expect me to believe that you control." Sarah stepped closer. "Karen, I help oversee systems powerful enough to level entire continents. And you think you can evict me with a clipboard and a fake vote?" Karen let out a strangled noise, like a kettle about to whistle, then spun on her heels and stormed off, muttering, "This isn't over. This isn't over." But it was. By Monday morning, word had spread. Someone on the board, probably one of the two who'd witnessed the whole thing, let slip the truth about Sarah's position. And once neighbors learned that the woman HOA Karen was bullying had direct Pentagon ties, everything changed. Complaints stopped. Fake fines disappeared. Even the nosiest board members kept their heads down. As for Karen, she tried one more stunt, filing a formal eviction notice through small claims court. The judge dismissed it in less than 5 minutes and warned her that if she kept filing fraudulent claims, she'd be sanctioned. Not long after, Karen resigned as HOA president. Rumor had it she sold her house at a loss just to get out of the neighborhood, humiliated that the entire community now saw her as the woman who tried to evict someone who literally commands nukes. And Sarah? She just smiled, sipped her coffee on our porch, and went back to enjoying the peace and quiet of our lake ranch, knowing that nobody in that HOA would ever dare bother us again. Because when your wife has the kind of clearance that makes generals nervous, HOA rules don't even begin to matter.